What's up, guys? Michael aka Fony here. This is my impressions of Pillars of Eternity. I have been playing this game for a handful of hours now. I actually don't know how many. It could have been 5 or 6, 8. I have no idea. I've been staying up super late and waking up super early, and I figured, hey, I'm up early. Let me go ahead and see if I could bang something out for you guys. Because frankly, it's a game that needs a bit more. Doesn't need a bit more attention, but it needs to be as successful as it possibly can. Because games like this really need to come back in a much stronger way than, Baldur's Gate, the 4K edition, whatever that came out recently, Enhanced Edition, which in its own right was great, but it's not just it's not taking something nostalgic and basically rehashing it and bringing it back and resurfacing it. It's basically taking a mechanic or a gameplay style, CRPG in this case, computer role-playing game, and bringing it and and modernizing it in a sense. And I just gotta have big head mode on. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever why I have big head mode on. I just turned it on because I wanted to see what it looked like. So let's go ahead and probably turn it off. So there we go. Everything's back to what your characters normally look like. I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. So first off, if you haven't played a game like this, what ends up happening is you have the ability to pause whenever. Spacebar. If you play FTL, and it's funny, FTL's combat, I talked about this in Don't Get Your Hopes Up, is very similar to Pillars of Eternity's combat, and just general CRPGs like that, where you're kind of, almost has like an action RPG feel, where if you don't pause it, you could just basically sit there and play it and move and do attacks and calculate your attacks and whatnot. But it's not ARPG in the sense that your attacks are happening in necessarily like real time. I have to go back somewhere real quick. Hold on, let me see. Don't go anywhere. I have to go back here to... Now, I'm not too far into the game, so you don't necessarily have to worry about spoilers or whatever. Let's see. At least I don't feel like I'm too far into the game. Okay, so... Gilded Vale. I have to go to the Gilded Vale, and that's where Offra is. Okay, so going back to the Gilded Vale. That's gonna be how long? 10 hours! Woo! I actually haven't jumped anywhere where I had to skip a zone. So check this out. I'm gonna reach the edge of a map, and this is what a map looks like here, right? You can move around, you can see. These are areas I already explored. There were monsters here, I killed them. There was somebody down here I talked to. She gave me a potion, and I have to go and deliver it to a young lady who is worried about her child. And she's located up here. When you reach the edge of a map, you have the ability to go and select which direction you want to go. In this case, obviously, the only thing that's connecting me here is going north to either Margaret's Fork or the Gilded Vale. I've already done a ton of stuff in Gilded Vale. But there's a couple things that I skipped, which is great because I can show you guys how it works, or how certain things function here.
Oh, shall we get some shut-eye?
Yes, my character's like talking. But before I deliver this, you see there's some really heavy fog of war going on. I can move my characters around though, so it's not like I necessarily need to play it one way where I have, all my characters basically running in a single group, but it's kind of nice to have everybody together. So, yeah, the game came out yesterday, or Thursday, depending on when I get this thing out. And it's a regular full-price game, and I was kind of torn because I didn't know if I wanted to get Bloodborne or get this, and this was something that was a little bit different. Like Bloodborne, I play a little bit of Dark Souls. I play plenty of action games, and it's also on PS4, and I was kind of torn with the whole thing. But this is something that I can play that kind of sits in the background, so if I'm working, I can just have it sitting there. And since I can pause whenever I want, it's not going to necessarily get in the way of everything else that I do, which is kind of neat. Most games, you either have a very in-depth kind of combat mechanic or something like that requires a whole lot of time. But things like FTL, things like this, allow me to just stop. Like I can't do Hearthstone in the background because if I'm working and I have to... I mean, you should be playing video games while you work, but sometimes you just have something running in the background. For that off chance, you tab over and you could basically click a couple buttons and then go back and do your thing. But something like Hearthstone, where it requires your full attention to play through a single match, that's a little bit different. This is kind of neat over here. There's a whole dialogue and saga surrounding this whole area here. You see how there's all these people hanging from this tree. I'm not going to necessarily ruin anything here, but basically these people are hung for religion, but for their beliefs, essentially. Some religion, some just because somebody was upset with them. But this is the first thing I saw when I came to town. Was kind of like a little disheartening, just a little bit. There's an inn over here. I'll go ahead and show you the inn. It's not necessarily where you have to go, but it's kind of a neat place to get started. Actually, there's somebody over here I haven't talked to yet. I think he's over here. Oh, and you see how slowly they move, right? It's kind of like like regular RPG, right? Just kind of running around. Hit the D button. Everything goes fast. We'll probably have it on that the rest of the time. I've been playing on with high-speed mode pretty much the entire time. Let's go over here and see this gentleman. This guy? Yeah, so regular townsfolk. Let me go and break you off here so you go and see. So regular townsfolk, they have this, right? You click on them. Sometimes they have a little flavor text. Actually, they always have a flavor text that give you a little bit. This is like any RPG, talk to everyone, right? In this game, this is the thing I love about this game. I know I always bitch about quest text in the back. Back in my day, I always bitch about quest text and you were spacebarring through it and everything. But the way that this game delivers it kind of shocked you with it at first because it does something, and you'll see it in a second, that kind of pulls you into the story. You're like, it's like doom, and then you're like, oh my god, story. And because you weren't expecting it at the beginning, it kind of thrusts you into it. Now, I'll just show you how it works. Doom, the bass drop. So it says, as you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Now there are a lot of characters out there that are like this, where you can reach out to their soul, and you're still trying to figure out why it is that you're able to see these souls, whatever. Your party members kind of like, yo, you're like zoned out there. What happened? You're like, yeah, I would too. I don't know. Like something's happening. You're trying to figure out what's up with you. And you're also trying to, and you can also use these things to help you resolve certain conflict, or to complete quests, or to solve mysteries and whatnot, because you're able to see things that happened in a space where, obviously nobody can necessarily see in the past, but you are able to, in some cases, relive those moments. So I have not seen this one yet, so I'll go ahead and read it out to you. It says, you see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, a vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, and filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor, but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist to his mouth, his countenance grin. He throws up a hand, halting his troop. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder, deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, necks twisting to see the source of the sound. So every story is just like, it's got this, like, it's this epic moment in time in this person's life, or their previous life or something, and you are basically living it as like a person, as that person that you're talking to, like in this case, Thale, or you are another person, a third party, basically observing all of this, and you get to see it all, almost like a dream. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as the Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movement of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troop. Invigorated, invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. That's all you get. And so now I'm like, what is it? What do these clouds mean? But if you go around, you talk to a whole bunch of people, you get it. Like there is conflict. I mean, just look at your surroundings. That's not a spoiler right there, man. Look at the surroundings. There was obviously conflict here at some point in time. You can go through and you kind of piece together what happened. Like there was definitely something pretty amazing and pretty large in scale that has occurred here throughout the years, and it's kind of left it in disarray. So, and disarray not just in shambles, like, you know, in terms of like, you know, the physical presentation of it, but the mental state of all the villagers. There's a little bit of conflict between the different villagers because they're starved for resources and all of that. And a lot of this sounds very much run of the mill, right? Oh, starving town, they need help, etc. But it's the way to deliver the story. So let me go and just have this guy branch out here. So in here, these are a bunch of people. I could talk to them, right? Go over there and just kind of get a little piece here, nice and dry. This guy's drunker, left town years ago. I think this guy told me a little bit more of a story the last time I talked to him. You can see new faces. If I hit the tab button, I'm able to see everybody I'm able to talk to, as well as things I'm able to interact with. So these people over here, they have actual full-blown stories, right? Just like the last one I just showed you. And again, thrusting you into that mode really kind of lends to the mystere that is surrounding that story. And so a lot of times that story will, like in one case, I was able to see something that happened, and I found out that somebody essentially lied to me. And I went back to that person. I was like, hey, you bullshit me, man. What's going on? And he was like, oh, how'd you know that? And I'm all like, I'm psychic, bitch. And he's like, dang. And I got money from him, right? Because because in the conversations you're able to sometimes manipulate them and choose your own adventure, right? Like I could either be a dick to him, or I could be stoic, or it could be firm, I could be honest, whatever, and that basically shapes your person and how people interact with you. So this little highlighted area here, basically I could run up to it and I could go and open and take things. Now, I've already learned that people get pissed when you take things from them. Now, I've not done it in the inn. Notice that there's still things that are highlighted here, and I've been playing this game for a while, and I've gone through this room many, many times. I haven't taken anything because I don't know if I'm gonna piss people off. I probably won't. You know, they probably won't give a crap. Matter of fact, I already saved it. Why don't we go ahead and try it? Let's go ahead and see. We have a Fan of Flames with lore. Basically, it's a scroll, right? You cast a spell. And then we have some copper, and then see, Development of a Crucible Knight Part 2, Senior Ranks. So I'll go and right click on this, and we have a cool story. I've read just about every one of these that I've come across, and it's really helped pull together the world that you're in. So we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and just take everything. Oh hey, no one said anything. Sweet. Woo! All that worrying for nothing. Well, let's see. Milk and wheat or grain. No one said shit. Awesome. And so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Oh, why is 10th? Oh, duh. Everyone's yeah. So, anyways, not that I know who 10th is. No spoilers. Let's go and go upstairs. Away from my team. Everything's in high speed mode. I'll try to get you some combat stuff here too. So again, we have some more people up here. Some really good stories. These guys, these three gentlemen here. Actually, I'm a young lady. Sorry. I didn't take this yet. Yeah, I didn't take it again because I was like, I do have to come back and sell a bunch of crap. So, before we go outside and continue the story here, let me go in and actually I will go outside first. You have vendors and whatnot, and there's a vendor on the bottom floor that you can go to, and she will buy all your shit for you, which is kind of nice. Typical vendor, typical, RPG element. And these guys will sit here and they'll talk. You kind of catch wind of certain story. Certain things, actually, it's funny. One of the guys, this guy right here, he was basically just standing around. He was standing out here, as a matter of fact, when I first found him. And he was just talking. He was just talking to himself, and he was saying 19 or 20, something like that. He was counting the bodies up here, and apparently they're like 18 or 18 and a half if you count the dwarf, he says. And he was basically saying that he was going to be next. He was going to be number 20. And you get in a little dialogue with him, and I'm just talking to him, trying to figure him out and everything. And then at some point you have the option of offering him to join your party. And I was like, oh, okay, word. I'll just go ahead and offer. I'll pull him into the crew here, and we'll go on a little adventure. And he's kind of like, I'm gonna die anyways. I might as well. Some of the other characters that I have too. So this is the character I actually created first. This is the guy I just found. Yep. This young lady here, I actually made her. When you can actually go and hire people for like 250 copper, and it changes depending on what level of adventure it is, I guess. And I needed a rogue. I needed somebody that was able to basically sneak around, because you have a sneak mode. And she has bonus to stealth, so she's able to get close to things. She can disarm traps and whatnot. This gentleman here, I basically just ran across him while I was walking around, and this guy, same thing. So these three guys here, hey. I basically just collected as I was adventuring. And that's cool. Like you basically build a party as you go along. You're probably gonna lose party members too, right? As you adventure, don't necessarily grow too attached to them. They all have their own stories. It doesn't really seem so far that there's like any kind of finality to their stories necessarily. I mean, some have finality in death, I'm sure. But in terms of like let's think of it like in Mass Effect terms. I haven't necessarily come across something where it's like, hey, so you could gain my loyalty if you go on this mission and do this thing for me, right? A loyalty mission that you have in Mass Effect. So it's I haven't come across anything like that yet. If they do spring something like that on me, I'm gonna be super happy because that would just be amazing. Amazing addition to everything else that I'm doing. So this offers house. Before we go in, I'm actually going to show you some of the UI in there and the dialogue or the some of the screens. I'm trying to be really quick with this too because there's a lot of stuff to cover. So first off, you can reorganize your party members by dragging them around. You can. This is your combat log. You could bring this all the way up, or your story log, and right next to it is your combat log. Obviously, we haven't been in any combat yet, so there's nothing there. I usually keep that pretty well minimized. We're gonna go and open up the your inventory screen. So you have character sheets, just like you would imagine. I actually have stash accessible anywhere. I didn't realize that was a thing. I was like, whoa, cool! I can access my stash wherever I go. And then I found out later that it was something that was actually in the options that was enabled by default, which is kind of nice. It's nice not having to manage your stash, but it's kind of like it's an endless supply of just shit. Essentially, you never run out of space. Over here. Obviously this is their. I haven't gone through here, but I have a couple of things I need to actually put on my characters because my characters are lacking in certain gear here. Like this young lady has like nothing. But I mean, as much as I played, I still have not gotten a single like belt or boots or whatever. So there's a lot out there for me still. I have the ability obviously to swap weapons. They have weapon sets, depending on what stance you want them or what role you want them to play, right? Quick item sets. I mean, this is all pretty standard stuff. Nothing here is really standing out as different or whatever. Notice that my health has not regenerated over here. You have a certain level of as you play, you have your endurance and your health. So you want to rest every once in a while in order to maintain Metallica. Yeah. I wanted a name that ended in A, and for some reason Metallica was the first thing that popped in there for a woman's name. I have no idea why. Maybe in the old days it makes sense. But anyways, if their health gets down low enough, then they will fall in fight. They'll be maimed, and then you're able to basically bring them back at the end of the fight if you survive. Depending on your game mode. Be very careful when you choose your game mode because they have different rules associated with them. My buddy went through and he played on Iron Fist mode, and it said there was only one save file, and he thought that I could just do one save file. I can't like have multiple save files. That's fine. And he played through a couple hours and he died, and it wiped the save file because it was basically permadeath. It just didn't say permadeath. So read carefully when you go and select which difficulty level you want. So let's go and hop in here real quick. So really a game mode. So right now I have it on easy because I haven't played a CRPG in a long time, and FTL does not count. So there's a lot of stuff. Don't restrict stash. That's the thing that I have disabled here. I think it's default. I don't know. Maybe I clicked on it, but it allows me to basically have an unlimited inventory essentially. I'm essentially playing this game on easy mode, but the story is so good. I'm kind of glad too because I want to get through and play. I have died a couple times because I made stupid mistakes, so it's still possible. It doesn't necessarily make it super cake mode, but there's plenty of things here. The biggest thing I want to show you actually is the auto pause, and there's controls, right? Yeah, you go through and remap everything if you wanted to. I actually want to try to remap it to the controller so I could play it on my shield, but I've not gotten around to trying that yet, and I don't think it's possible, honestly. This is too many things to click on. Center on a party member, automatically move the camera to the location of any auto pause event. I mean, basically, you could have the game pause when anything happens. If an enemy in the next town over breaks wind, right? Like, boom, auto pause, right? It's because it allows you to basically start doing your strategizing and start planning things out. Your formation, who's going to do what, whatever. Because you have classes that have roles. Some of them are straight up support classes and healers. Obviously, you don't want them to, if you're not pausing and you're running somewhere, you don't want them to run right by some big dude who's just going to like backhand them and take them out. And so, yeah, there's a number of things. The only thing I have it is on a combat start. And even that, I'm thinking I'll probably take it off because I've gotten pretty adept to just kind of space barring it whenever I see something or whenever I need to approach something. Actually, I will turn it off because it is kind of annoying. Graphics, pretty simple. What's kind of nice is it actually supports all the way up to my monitor size, which is 3440 by 1440. It's an ultra wide, right? I think I've showed you guys pictures of it before. It's the CinemaScope style super wide 2.35 by 1 or to 1. And but my only complaint, and I can't show it to you because it will end up resetting the monitor here. But my only complaint is that whenever you go full screen, these elements down here in the corner, they end up shooting all the way off to the left. And it makes it very difficult to go through. And like in combat, for example, imagine if these things are you know, five or six more inches to the left, because that's what they would be if I go full screen. And I click on like this guy, and I want to cast a spell here, and I want to choose this spell, and I want him to go like this and fan it off, right? Like, see how easy that was? It was right here. Like, imagine if like your characters are like, let me move this over here real quick. Like, let's say that's the guy, right? I'm fighting over here, and like that's as close I can get because it's the corner of the map or whatever. And it's like I have to go all the way over here, do this, and then come all the way over here and like cast a spell. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I haven't found a way to move stuff around to move UI elements to kind of more keep them more centered. That would be ideal, but yeah, I just haven't figured that part out yet. Yeah, so woo, that was a lot of stuff. Yeah, pausing, fast motion, slow motion. Camping is a big deal, obviously, because right now my guys are kind of fatigued. So I think after I go in here, I'll probably have them go ahead and camp a little bit. I am actually gonna do one thing. Let me check to see if my cursor is actually enabled. That would suck going through this whole thing without cursor. All right, we're good. You can see mouse. Let's go and hop in here and take a look at this is one of the quest missions here. Hopefully there's some spoken dialogue, because there's a lot of spoken dialogue in this game. So let's see what happens here.
Well met.
Oh, there's no spoken dialogue on this part. See, I was worried you wouldn't return. Is that it? Have you brought it? Well, what did Ranga say? So yes, I have it. Here it is. Says, you really did. Oh, bless you, bless you. I don't know what I would have done without you. Now my baby will be safe. I can't thank you enough. So here's the thing, right? Like all the kids are being born soulless, and nobody can figure out why. And Ranga, the midwife that I went to go visit down at the beach at the beginning of this video, she or before the beginning of this video, she basically was like, oh my gosh, like these women are all crazy. Here's a spell to help them feel healthier, and that will raise their spirits, and then they'll be able to, and then they won't fear that their baby's gonna be born soulless. It sounds to me, and I haven't gotten far enough to figure it out yet, but it sounds to me like it's some kind of propaganda or something, or some kind of control where it's like, you know, McCarthyism or something like that. It's like, you're a communist, like, but I'm not a communist. Well, they didn't give me a name of two communists. You know, it's like, it's just like this weird thing that people are just basically labeling on like half the kids that are being born for no apparent reason. So I had the option now. I said, you should know something about the potion, in which case I would tell her, hey, it's bullshit. It's just going to make you, it's basically just feel good medicine, and that's it. But I'm going to lie because I feel bad, and I feel like she should probably, I should probably allow her to mentally kind of feel better about things, because she's basically here and she's a wreck, and all she has is her cat. Just here, take this, keep it you can, and keep what remains of Ranga's payment too. Thank you again. I'll take this and I'll settle into bed. Perhaps I'll finally rest easy. Now, Gilded Veil, major positive. So this is great because that's like the largest chunk of major positive is the most I've gotten from rep. That's what that is basically. It's your rep. So that's it. That was a simple quest. It took a little bit, right? When I went down to that zone, I basically cleared out the entire zone, and then I went to go talk to Ranga, and Ranga was like, hey, clear the zone. I was like, oh, I already did. And she's like, oh, cool. All right. Well, go into that cave and get these spores from these dudes. And I was like, oh yeah, I already did that too. And she's like, oh, cool. Oh, here we go. It's a thing happening. Huh, where's all the spoken word? That's kind of weird. Hold, sir, but a moment. A hooded man approaches, waits on upon the road. Clad in a green cloak, he strides forward to meet you as you approach, and at a closer distance, his features are revealed for those of a younger man, though lined with wariness. He appears to be favoring his left leg as he walks, and there's a dark stain upon the fabric of his trousers under the knee. Even so, he greets you with a polite bow. It seems that you have done dear Afra a great service. Anslog's compass is a dangerous place, and yet you were willing to venture there to help her. Gilded Veil needs such courage in these dark times, stout hearts willing to do what is necessary to save these people. Can I count on you among those numbers? What is it you want me to do? Yeah, I'm curious. It is a grim task that I ask of you, but I assure you there is no other option. Lord Redrick must be stopped. Too long has the Gilded Veil suffered under Redrick's madness. He would cure Waydwin's legacy, but ensuring there are none alive in the village to be afflicted. But ensuring that none, So basically a wipe. I fear his own wife, Ygritte, may be at risk. The man has no mercy in him. We have not stood idle. My people and I have breached the defenses, intent on ending Redrick's rule ourselves. We entered through the sewers under cover of night, but we were routed. There are dark creatures down there in the dungeons, the work of Redrick's Animancer. It falls to you. Lord Redrick has called for further reinforcements, and soon there will be no stopping him. Our time grows short, and in this hour I must beg assistance where I can. He's going to owe us more than some rubble-strewn plot across of land. Plot across the land. I can't talk this morning. plot of land for after this. Fling him from ramparts or else cut his head from his shoulders. I care not. Once the thorny lies empty, Gilded Vale will have stewardship that it deserves. So, aristocrat, I don't have that. Yeah, so basically, if you ever played Mass Effect, then you totally have seen this. If you ever played, I think you Baldur's Gate actually, like if you've played any RPG, you've seen this. You don't have enough rep or enough of this personality trait in order to achieve this one thing. So, let me go ahead and, I'm not even gonna ask who he is, I'm just gonna do it. Then I commend you for your courage and thank you for your assistance, but I will not send you onward without due warning. Redrick's hold is crawling with soldiers and sellswords, all loyal to Redrick. They will not take kindly to intruders. In truth, they will be more alert after our failed efforts. Frontal assault will be unwise. If you would brave it, you would follow our steps and seek out the entrance in the sewers at the eastern edge of the moat. But several of my men were captured. It may be the entrance has been found and sealed anew. Those men were under my command. I would be in your debt if you found some means of helping them. Once you make it inside, seek out my old friend Nedmar. He's a high priest, Baratheon. Well, Game of Thrones, damn it. Now that the shining god is fallen, is he the one true priest? Sorry, a good man, in difficult circumstances. He will listen to reason. Shining god, he never shone so brightly as when the bomb took him. The moniker's obsolete now. Ash does not shine. That guy's kind of crazy. It's like if someone was to call you the attractive priest, Durance. Nedmar can help you reach Redrick, but he resides in the upper level of Redrick's hold. Oh boy. Protected by guards and mercenaries. Yeah, very well, Amon. Thank you for the advice. I'll make good use of it. I'll carve my own path through. More fun that way. No sense in wasting resources if it isn't necessary. I'll keep your advice in mind. Yeah, I like to. I always take the rational or the diplomatic approach. It's kind of like, how would I do this in real life? Like, am I going to give more information than absolutely necessary, or am I just going to? In this case, it's like, thank you for your advice. I don't need to tell him anything else, what I'm planning on doing, or any decisions I'm making. I will make the decision on my own. Thank you very much. But number 2 there. I consider it a blessing from the gods that I found someone that understands honor and duty. Redrick's hold lies past the Estenwood, not far to the east. May Megrin bring you victory, friend. I wish you luck. Boom. New quest. Now, let me try to get you guys a little bit of combat. Oh, we're fading out here. What's happening? Oh, okay. All right. Fade. All right, so it's to the east. Thing is, I have a number of other things I need to tend to as well. I can't just be jumping all over this guy's stuff here. Let's see. I have to travel to Caed Nua. Let's see. No. Well, I know there's definitely, if I go to the east, let's see, quest, Lord of Barren Land, Redrick's Hold. I know if I go that way, I'm definitely going to get some action, so I might as well. Let's see. It's just to the east, right? Let me actually take a look at the map. Where is it at? I don't know. Oh, and one thing I should notice, and I don't know if this is a for sure thing, but as I'm playing, some of these map pieces, they don't show up until they're mentioned. So I guess like basically everything here has been mentioned already, possibly. I'm not sure if that's necessarily true. I just absolutely did not notice all this stuff. But let's go ahead and actually go here to Caed Nua. I'm pretty sure that place is probably in shambles. So let's go ahead and go exit out this way. And my characters are coming along. When I get there, I'll probably rest, camp out. And everything's like time-based too, so you end up losing time if you... but nothing's happened necessarily. Like, I haven't got a disease where it's like if I sleep, they're gonna die. It's not like... oh, some cows. Cool. It's not like Oregon Trail or something. Oh, Eastern Woods. See, like, this was not here 2 seconds ago. So there you go. I guess I have to go to all 4 corners of the of each individual zone in order to discover certain things.
I could use a wee kip.
I'm certain that wasn't there 2 seconds ago. What if it was? What if it's too early and I haven't had my coffee yet? That's probably what it is. Let's go see. Yep, that's the right spot. Let's go! Some of my guys are actually pretty low on health. I should probably be careful. That's why I have these guys in the back. Basically from left to right, that's the order that they're in. Pick up some loot. Explore a little bit and see how far down the map I am. I'm right down there. Oh. Alright, so normally it would have paused at the beginning of there, so I'm getting used to that part. Alright, so combat time. Now I could just go and I'll probably cleave through these guys honestly, as long as I have them all selected. See, I just basically select, we're all gonna go to town, right? there's no reason for me to pause in these fights. But some of the larger fights, you're definitely going to want to manage it a bit more. What do I have here? Vessel flesh. Cool, I'll take them. Probably cook those into something else later. It's kind of gross, but whatever. So what's down here is an exit? Yep, an exit. Okay. So let's just go ahead and see if it frees up anything else. No, it does not. Okay. Oh, was that path there before? I don't remember. Let's go back up. Let's see. Now there are traps and stuff, but out here I seriously don't want to see too many traps. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can show you guys a magic trick here. Well, nah, let's go attack them normal, because it's like nothing. Yep, just a hand. Don't even need everybody involved. No one's losing anything. Ooh. Okay, so this is kind of...
Steady does it.
I'm just gonna bring her out. Okay, a spiderling. Whenever I see a body, it's like, oh, look at this. So the yellow circle that's filling up, that means I'm about to be seen. Once it turns red, he's gonna come and he's gonna check it out. I'm basically spotted. So I'm gonna back off a little bit to take that off and see how close I could get. He's got a bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna take everything. I'll sort it out later. That's the beauty of having an infinite stash. And I don't think there's anything else. Oh, there might be. Might as well go over there and take that guy out. So you have abilities and stuff that you can activate. But let me go ahead and actually get this guy over here. I'm gonna show you some of his spells because some of these are kind of neat. I mean they're not like crazy, but they're just kind of like let's see. I could drop this on him. Nope, that messed up. Oh god, he's gonna die. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Can I put a protection spell on him? No, but this guy's got a protection spell. So this is the beauty of the pause, right? So I'll go and actually have him cast that. These guys are tanks, so I'll be able to have them basically beat that guy down. Where's he at on the road? There he is. So you're gonna see this guy. Well, my main guy, he's gonna come over. He's gonna bust this dude in the face. He's gonna fall over. This guy's gonna cast heal on everybody, which also does some confusion or something on the spider itself, but he'll probably be dead by then. Everybody else just attack, and then we're good. See, nice heal. Everybody's basically barricading him, and that's it, done. These are super basic fights, obviously. Some of the fights are much bigger than this, but I don't want to ruin anything for you guys. And at the same time, well, I just don't have anything accessible here. Ooh. Oh, here we go. A little bit of a larger fight. So I have two tanks. So I'll have one basically beef this guy up a little bit. And I have two of these knockbacks per encounter, so I'm gonna have him do that. You young man, you're gonna basically take him. They have their defense mode up, defender mode up, which is basically like defensive stance. Let's see. She has a confuse. Let's see if something fails to land. Everybody else could just basically attack for now. So I have two knockbacks going out. They both connected, one died. Okay, so I don't even need... I was gonna bust a blind on somebody, but that's not even necessary, as you can see. Yeah, these guys are cake. I guess because I'm playing on easy mode. Should probably crank that up a little bit, sure. Which you can do dynamically, but dynamically. So it's not like you pick something and you're stuck with it. It's kind of nice. But I believe once you get to the higher stuff, you can't like kick it back from Iron Fist mode to nothing. All right, so Redrick's Hold. 6 hours to complete. We'll just hop over there really quick. And this is like a major...
The only one I'd watch here is you, Watcher. Be on your guard.
Damn, that's one of my party members too. Talking that smack. Oh, she has a level up. Oh, beautiful. I can show you this. This is perfect. I don't want to give you too much story after this, to be honest. So stealth and mechanics. These are basically the two things that I've been focusing on, obviously. Stealth, you already seen what stealth can do. It's going to cost me 3 points to upgrade that one. Mechanics, I'm going to go ahead and beef that up one more time, and then I'll start working on other things later. But mechanics, getting that to an even 5 is good because I've seen a lot of doors that require lockpicking or mechanics level of 5. And I've been locked out because of course, she doesn't have the necessary skill. So I'll be able to stop that there. Here we go. Rogue abilities. Sometimes you have class unlocks, and then you also have talents. So in this case, I have a class unlock. See, escape allows Rogue to break engagement and expertly avoid the next attack. So basically, it's a dodge, one per encounter. Causes the Rogue to dive into battle without a second thought. lowering his or her deflection but increasing accuracy and weapon damage. This is kind of neat because I have 2 tanks, so why not? Dirty Fighting. The rogue employs a variety of underhand tactics, turning some of their hits into critical hits. Rogue attacks his or her enemy ability to move around effectively, inflicting extra damage to hobbling hobbling any enemy successfully hit. And I have 2 of those per. I'm actually going to go with just this. This is kind of neat. And again, as long as I have like 2 guys basically pulling threat, essentially, I don't have to worry about too much there. And no new talent unlocks. Okay, so we're not going to see anything there. That's fine. So that is that. The character creation screen is actually pretty robust. There's a lot of options you can go through, and you could probably go watch another video to see some of that, because that took me an hour. I really wanted to make my character perfect, and then of course I go and slap a giant helmet on it. In terms of like complaints about the game, like the one thing I complain about, and this is basically like a first world problem, is that the fidelity of some of the graphics are a little bit low. Like if you're looking at this right now, it's like, yeah, the grass and the rocks and everything, they kind of look like shit. And it's because I believe the trees and like most of the map is actually one drawn piece. If you look, like there's virtually no separation between the two here. There might be layered, but because you move your character behind it, but it's not. There's still not a whole lot of of separation. And so it flows together very nicely because it's not like a generated piece versus an art piece. But the fidelity is kind of low. Let me look at that butterfly. It's like super high res HD 4K butterfly. And then of course the ground looks like crap. This really only has an impact on people that are playing on a much larger screen, or zoomed all the way in, which you'd hardly ever do. You're just not going to do that very often. So I don't want to go any farther forward because I'm going to ruin a story for you guys. But when I'm playing on, if you're playing on 4K, if you're playing on ultra wide like I am, then you're going to run into those problems. I already mentioned that the GUI interface, the GUI, I can't necessarily move around. I'm going to go and rest my guys up. You can't necessarily move elements around to kind of better suit your monitor. So I was actually playing on a 4x3 mode yesterday, and everything kind of collapsed pretty well. Obviously 60x9 is going to be your best because 4x3 kind of shrinks things a little bit. But still, it's like, I wanted to keep everything near the action. It was a pain in the ass to move my mouse down here to select things and then go up here, which there might be key commands I have not yet discovered that allows me to go, okay, because I can select individual guys and move them around. See, I can see their spells and everything. I can move them, position them. You already see me do this. But I can't figure out how to get into the second stage, which is, I want to hit 2 to select this guy, Eder, and then also hit 2 again to hit the knockback. If Shift 2 doesn't do it, just basically selects more than one person. That's all it is. So yeah, I haven't figured that part out yet. If I could figure that out, then I'll be golden, because I would basically not only have to use the mouse for selecting a very small handful of things, everything else could be controlled. But I can see why it's kind of a pain in the ass, why it wouldn't be too possible to use key commands, because there's this guy's got freaking 9 spells in his inventory here on both screens. So it's like, it's probably not something I could necessarily keybind very easily. 9 spells I could do on my numpad, but I don't know what hotkey or modifier to do that.
You can trust me.
Woo! So that's pretty much it, guys. That's Pillars of Eternity. Kind of a brief overview, run through. I just wanted to give you guys, basically my impressions of it. This is not the kind of game I'm typically a fan of at all. I just am not. If you listen, don't get your hopes up. I probably said that a billion times. And it's true. But I think it's the method of story delivery and the quality of the story itself is intriguing to me. It basically just caught me, and I was just like, oh, okay. Especially the souls element, where I'm able to peer into somebody's past. It's kind of like voyeuristic look at space time. And then of course how that ties into things. There's a little bit of shallowness sometimes. You go in and you'll see like a really crazy story, like these 2 people that were living in a village back in back over here in what is called in the Gilded Vale. They had a really great story. It's 2 different stories, but they were living together, and the stories kind of, you could tell they kind of like are intertwined. But that was the end of it. There was nothing else that came of it, and I was like, oh, I really want to know more about these 2 people. But that was it. So kind of felt shallow in that respect. But the stories are still good, and it still gave me an idea, because it wasn't just about those people, it was about the land and about the world and everything. So it kind of gave me more of an insight into this world that I'm exploring, essentially, and all these crazy things that are happening. So that's it, guys. Woo! My name is Mike, aka Fony. This is Pillars of Eternity. It's been a long time since you guys seen some gameplay videos on here, huh? But that's it. Yeah, go and check it out. It's a full-priced game. It was kickstarted a long time ago. It did really well, like 2012 or something like that. It did really well there. It's finally released. Overall, it is a solid game, a real solid game. Unless, of course, I go up here and the game ends, and that's it. In which case, fuck this game. But I seriously don't think that's gonna happen when I don't even have half of my gear slots equipped on like even 1% of my characters. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. My name is Mike, aka Fony, once again, and hope you guys enjoy your weekend. See ya.